JB here. Hope I was doing outstanding. January 7th, 2025, 9 a.m., 30 minutes to the open. Talk really quick about the market, some names I'm looking at. Go from there. Take a look at the S&P futures in the green. Looks like we're going to try and make it back to back to back green sessions. Will be nice after Thursday's kickoff of 2025 was a little rough. SPY came all the way up to 600 and well, close to it, came up to 599.70 and then reversed. It was the 12 o'clock hour, similar to what happened on Thursday when we had that quick 15-minute pull. Thankfully, markets found some support into the later part of the afternoon and held their ground. The Dow actually did close slightly in the red, so not all the indexes were in the green. But I don't look at the Dow too much. S&P's first and foremost, and then NASDAQ small caps. So we'll see if we can get some continuation here today. Now, the thing is, though, yields, well, they're down a little bit here well, the dollar's down a little bit, but they continue to go up. So at some point, they got to reverse. And was it UK? Their yields just went up the most since like or hit levels not seen since 1998. Just seems like yesterday the whole talk was negative yields, right? You were getting paid to lend money, and now it's a different story. So anyway, take a look at the SPY. We'll see 600 today. And then if there's some shenanigans, we do get a big reversal. Watching that 50-day moving average, 591.77. Small caps also gave back most of the gains yesterday. Closed pretty much flat. Want to see that IWM hold that 225 finally, and maybe it can start to outperform. All right, so now some individual names, and I don't know why I have Roku up here first, but Roku's back on watch. I mean, I still some January freebies from back at the M&A rumors back at early December. Take a look what happened with Fubo yesterday. And, if you've listened to my rants or followed, I used to trade Fubo back when it was, I don't know if it had just IPO'd or maybe it was it was already a publicly traded company, but really hadn't come to the forefront. And I remember it was one of the boxing matches many years ago that Fubo came to my attention. I said, wow, this is a great platform, especially for sports. Then they talked about integrating some betting information, which is now kind of mainstream anyway. And I thought there was a lot of levers that they could have pulled, and it just seems like the stock struggled, right? And so then it came all the way down to the dollar level, despite being, an impressive business. And then I guess they were suing Disney over some and some, I forget who else it was in regards to their content. And then all of a sudden Disney now is going to come and they've worked out a deal, 70% stakeholder. Fubo will still control the company. They're going to integrate Hulu Live and Hulu Plus. Just great stuff for Fubo. But to me, it's like almost like breaking the seal on the M&A for 2025. And it's not really, they didn't acquire them, but maybe this starts to kickstarts stuff, especially in the content world. So you already have talk about Discovery Channel, some other M&A that might happen. And to me, it just plays right into Roku's hands. So this morning also Needham, which has always been the most bullish analyst, put it as a top pick for 2025. And then as I'm starting to finish the watch list, they come out with news saying that Roku surpassed 90 million streaming households, and the stock is up nearly $4 here in the pre-market. So I'll probably wait to the open. Still have the January hundreds, which were substantially much higher when I locked some in for some nice profits. So still holding those, but I might look for February's. I was hoping for inexpensive premiums, but that might not be the case at the open. But that's Roku. SolarEdge, great move yesterday, especially at the open, all the way up to $19 after the bell rang. After they announced cost-cutting measures, locked some of my January 17, 18s in for 400%. And then I watched it melt for the rest of the day. Did still close up 6%. And then this morning you have a trifecta of analyst price target upgrades. You have it from Goldman Sachs, took it to $21. Wells Fargo raised their price target, I think, to 18. And then you have Canaccord, however you pronounce them. They took their price target up as well. Today is an important day, right? So if you can hold the gains and close green today, that to me, that might be, this is it, right? This bounce has meat to it. It has some staying power. And then I think it starts to head up towards $20. So if it can hold the gains here today, I might look for some more strikes further out to play for a move over $20. TripAdvisor, not going to talk too much about that one. Disappointing. I was trying to get some of the calls out to finally to cover some costs, but I'll wait. The premiums haven't been going up too much because I still have January strikes. So I want to get out of January, still hold the Junes, and then start looking to get some further out calls. Maybe today's the day it starts to go, but finally close over 15. That's a good sign there. Teladoc, I added some more strikes as well. back right near its 200-day moving average. That key spot's 1018. That January effect, which I think still has time to play out on some of these oversold, undervalued names. And I think Teladoc fits right into that category. I think it's only a matter of time. Once that 200-day moving average breaks, I think 12 bucks comes back rather quickly. Got the February strike, so plenty of time on those. I was talking about iRobot yesterday and actually on Friday as well when it was only $9.99. But it's one of my original names, the OGs, right? Names I traded many times over the years, especially because it's one of those names that's kind of I always thought it was misunderstood. But here it is. You have the robotic sector taking is front and center. Actually, Jensen Nivea mentioned it on his keynote yesterday evening. iRobot's not a true robot play per se, but they did announce more patents, or someone posted some information there. But to me, I talked about already in regards to the regulatory environment, which was around, it kind of thwarted a little bit. Well, not a little bit. Amazon thwarted their buyout of iRobot. It was $53. I think initially it was in the 80s. So I think you have that possibility as a catalyst. Hey, maybe someone's going to come back in and look to acquire them. Then, you take a look, trades less than half times revenues. The insider, its first insider buy, new CEO bought shares at above this level, has a high short interest. So you start looking at all these ingredients, and I'm like, oh man, it looks like, I don't know. It certainly looks like it could either be 20 or under 10. So I of course I choose the former. So don't be surprised if I look to add some strikes there to play for that. JOBY was up 20% on Friday, so pretty much flat yesterday. Still looking to get the rest of my January strikes out. I'll probably just do it today, even if I can't get out for a double, because the closer we get to Friday, the quicker the premiums will. Next Friday, the quicker the premiums erode, and then I'll look to get some later dated strikes, April's or February's. When is the time to short ENVX again? You know what? I have to stay away from that one since the summer. Wow, it's up to 1450. What is this? Secures major prepaid order, landmark purchase order for silicon batteries. Oh my gosh. All right. I know you want to talk about ENVX right now because it's just one of those names. Hey, maybe I'm wrong on a name. I've always said I hope, for I wouldn't say for mankind, but anytime technology advances, especially batteries, which the higher density and longer that they can be used, the higher recharge cycle where they're not useless after a year or 2 years. It's all good. It's good. It's good for the environment. It's good for consumers. It's good for companies. It's good for everything, right? So hopefully they're able to do what they say they can do. But there's so many red flags. I look at the company, I'm like, but here it is. It's up at 1450. Haven't had a position in it since September, October. I think I had the October puts that I closed out. At some point, maybe I'll look to revisit. I haven't looked at it in quite some time. All right, so that's it, folks. Let's have a great day. I'll be back on audio later. Also, Lemonade's at $39 here in the pre-market. Just a matter of time. It's like tick tock, tick tock. The clock is just ticking, and eventually it's going to embark on its squeeze 2.0. All right, let's have a great day, folks. I'll be back. Rock and roll.